You are now listening to TSLK.
You are now listening to B-Town Beats.
I want you guys to understand something, man. There's a lot of things going on, and I want to talk about a couple. I want to talk about, bro, how all of a sudden, man, the United States, okay, men in the United States are having a male infertility crisis, okay? I want you to understand that this is a big deal, okay? This is a big deal, and it affects people in a lot more ways than they understand. Over the last 50 years, bro, our sperm count has decreased over 50%. Over 50%, guys, okay? And we all should be concerned. And this is coming from doctors. This is coming from CEOs of these testing facilities, okay? These people that freeze, okay, genetic material. So just in case we have hard times, just in case we go through some kind of demic, you know, we have an option to create life and keep life going. But what we're seeing is because of all the things that have been going on before, because of all the chemicals that are in the food, because of all the, you know, Colgate 19s, all these things that have been going on have been affecting, okay, the sperm quality and the count. And what we know and what we understand as retainers, we understand that we have a ability to regenerate that. We have a ability to take this energy and transmute it, bro, and be more creative, create more life. Okay, this is our gift. This is what we're here to do. But what's happening is because of all these extra elements that I've just explained to you, we're having a crisis, okay? We're having a big crisis. And like I said, this affects us in more ways than you can imagine. Number one, I want you guys to understand something. I want you guys to understand, man, that we are living in these times, man. We are living in these times. I made a video many years ago, and I told you guys we were living in those end times where there's going to be so many things going on, man. You got to stay focused. You got to have a goal. You got to have something that you're working towards to keep you, you know, so you're not distracted by all these things that are happening around us, because what's going to be happening is we're going to be going through a rough wave here in 2025, a whole lot of change. We have things that, you know, mandates and things that are just now all coming to fruition, okay, back from a little crisis that we had a few years ago. And now I'm hearing, you know, we could possibly be right back in that crisis. Okay. We have a lot of things going on in the news. We have a lot of illnesses that are going on. Okay. And I told you guys that we're in that time, man, where things like this are going to start happening a lot more often. And I think it's very important for us to retain, because not only is that going to keep us with our head on tight and strong, okay, it's going to help also build that immune system. Okay. Like I told you, we have the best supplement in the world right between our legs as men. And it's important that we practice during this time and understand that there's a reason why these things are happening. We understand that we're being attacked. We understand we're being attacked through the food. We understand we're being attacked through the air. We understand we're being attacked through the clothes. We understand that even condoms have the ability to make you infertile. Okay. We're being attacked from all over. Okay. But I want you guys to understand that our seed is going to become a commodity. It's going to become very valuable. It's going to become very sought after, especially if you're a retainer. All right. Because you're going to have high quality, mature seed. Okay. It's called liquid gold. They call it that for a reason. It's liquid gold.
Who else in the level can say yeah?
Well, happy St. Patrick's Day.
That's why they just been siphoning off you for free. They know that they could have never came to you with a dollar amount. okay, knowing that they're going to take your genetic material, okay, from you, go out there and create, different species, different, different ethnic groups of different type of people. This is where these people come from. You ever wonder why there's so many children in the world? Because they're using our genetic material, okay? You flush it down the toilet. All I told you, nothing gets wasted in this world. They even use your feces, okay? They use human feces to, to fertilize the ground, okay? They use our urine, okay, for stem cells. And they use your seed for all sorts of nefarious things that I don't even really want to get into. I just want to bring to light to you on how important your seed is and how valuable it is, and coming into a time like this on why you should be retaining it in 2025, okay? Because there could be a lot of upside, okay? And there could be a lot of downside if you're one of these people out here running around unstable, okay? Just, in low energy, giving your seed away to, to any and everybody, okay? You're going to be one of these people that end up in a rut, okay? And I'm just telling you that from my own personal experience and from many other men that I know, okay? You don't want to be out here, all right, giving away your seed, bro, okay? Something that you care so much, something that has such a connection to you and to what it is that you are here for, okay? Taken away from you in a modern day world where everything is set up against you, okay? I want you to understand your seed is that important, okay? And they use it, okay? And they get it from us for free. And what's going to end up happening is sooner or later, I told you, we're going to wake up. We're in those times. People are going to start retaining their seed. People are going to start understanding what they're doing. And like I told you, this liquid gold is going to come a commodity. I want you guys to think about how much gold is right now per ounce. I believe it's like $2,700 per troy ounce of gold. And your seed is priceless, okay? You hear about them giving you thousands of dollars for just a couple of donations. Imagine how much more that it's going to be worth now that we're having this infertility crisis here in the States, okay? This is one of these main reasons I want you guys to be retaining, okay? I want you guys to be retaining, man, okay? It's just going to be the best and the smartest and the wisest thing in 2025 until things look like they smoothen out and there's some change, okay? Because like I told you, everybody's out here living in the lower rich. Everybody's out here in survival mode. Everybody out here is taking advantage of people. Everybody out here is under the influence, okay? Like I told you, of a body snatcher. They're a host, okay? These people down here, bro, all right, have been taken over by the matrix. They're eating the diet, okay? They're participating in all the low frequency and low vibrational energy, things that they do, and they have fallen out of frequency. So this means they're not going to be genuine people. They're not going to have your best interest. They can be swayed, okay? Just in a moment, they can completely love you one day and not like you the next day. And this is the risks that you're taking out here, playing around with your seed just for momentary pleasure, okay? When you still should be building your life. I know so many of us out here haven't even got to the pinnacle of what it is that we want to do in life. And this is why I'm telling you another reason to retain your seed in 2025. I feel like it's super important, okay? And I want you guys to do this, okay? Because I'm sitting here walking it with you. I'm sitting here telling you exactly what is going on. And I see this and I'm trying to protect you, okay? Because like I told you guys, we're in a time right now, guys, where this can potentially really hurt what we got going on here in the United States as far as bringing young, healthy life, okay? Because like I said, the whole points behind having mature seeds is having the seed strong enough. They're not going to have any kind of, defects. You're not going to be having children that are born out here with deficiencies. You're not going to have children down here that are born with any kind of birth defects. You're not going to have children down here that are going to be born with a loss of genetic material, okay, because the donors, all right, have damaged genetic material. And this is why it's important. Okay, we are going to take our seed to a whole new value in 2025. Okay, dating is never going to be the same again. Okay, because of all these things that are going on in social media, dating is never going to be the same again. Okay, so what are you going to do? You're only going to have a few options. You're going to have the options to work on yourself. become the greatest version, attract everything that is that you want, or you're going to have the other option, just become comfortable with the situation, knowing that's going on out here in the outside world and becoming a depleted coomer. And we know that that's of the past. We know the frequency has changed on this planet. We know the things that are going on, and that's not going to be an option because that's going to take from everything that it is that we're doing. So this is why we're going to be continually to retain in 2025, because it is important. It is imperative, all right, to our growth as men. All right, I want you guys to understand.
And now a message from the Power Rangers.
Really
Yeah, too, especially for my guys and all that. You got to hold your semen in. So, and at that time, I was way cross country. I was living in Seattle at the time. I didn't have a lot of family. I ain't had no family out there at all. And I had like a small amount of friends, but I had stopped hanging with them because I started really tapping into some spiritual shit. So it's like, you know, when you start evolving, you start losing certain friends, or you don't desire to do the same thing that you once do anymore. Because I had stopped drinking, I had stopped a lot of stuff. So it's like the people that I was associated with, that I used to actually do that stuff with, they were no longer in my life anymore because we had no more connection. So I was out there really just working on self at that time. So I was by myself. I was isolated for a minute. And like I said, I was even on semen retention. So it's like I was semen retention. I was eating the right diet. I was meditating every day. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what helped me go through a Kundalini awakening. And then, like I said, I was able to astral project from that Kundalini awakening. That's how I did mine, though.
That's the true sin, being ignorant. Because, for example, okay, let's just use this small example. I'm sure that y'all, most of y'all have the assumption that when you pass away from this body, that you're supposed to go into the light, right? Okay. Now, you know the Ankh, right? That the Egyptians used, the original cross, the Ankh. The Ankh represents the portal, which is the pussy, which is the uterus. So when you see that light is you about to go through a hole, my nigga. That's a fact. That's a fact. You finna go through another. And when you go through that, you're gonna forget. Now you back here again. You a baby, you crying, you confused. You don't know what you supposed to be doing here. So many of us don't even know that due to being ignorant. So you done went into this hole when you could have really, since now that you left out your body, you a pure soul now, you at your highest potential right now. If you pass away, nigga, turn away from that light. You can ascend spiritually in the spiritual realm and learn and do everything you're supposed to do on earth. If you don't want to come back here and if you don't want to forget again. Dead ass, bro. It gets to a point. So look, I've had a lot of spiritual experiences that I know for sure I was meant to go through so I could pass it on because it's the truth. When I say there's a whole chain of command to even get to the true prime creator, like there's a judgment God, deity, whatever you want to call it. There's a deity that will weigh your heart, like balance your heart. Like all type of shit. There's a whole chain of command just to get to, you feel what I'm saying? I don't want to go too deep in that because like I feel like it's not that comprehensive for most people. It's so much shit we got to go back and learn, man. Like I could sit here and babble on and on and on. I could talk about the plane of existence we live on. I could talk about the beings that live in the earth, the beings that live in the ocean. I can go on and on and on. It's just, we got to wake up, bro.
So you heard what he said, guys. You're hearing him saying, man, you got to stop playing the game. Listen, I told you guys, man, if we just take our energy back from this matrix, if we just pull back all the way and we start with our life force energy, bro, we can take back whatever it is that we need to get back in this world. Okay. And one of the things I think that we need to get back in this world, bro, is we need to get back to consciousness. We need to get back to a level, bro, where people can be out here walking around and we can all trust each other. There isn't no more crime. There isn't no people out here unalive and people. There's no more grapes out here. There's none of these issues that we got going on out here as people. There's no true leadership, bro. Okay. There's no healing. Okay. We have a very ill society, man. And that starts with our leadership, bro. Okay. And understanding, man, that we have to just pull our energy back. And it starts with us retainers. Okay. It starts with retaining your seed, bro. Okay. This is the number one tool I told you that's going to help you, man, get back in line, man. you're going to end up seeing this story for the way it's being showed, bro. Okay. You're going to end up making the right steps, man, to correct these problems that you got going on in your life. And this is why I'm telling you another reason why you need to be retaining in 2025. Everything is a risk, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. And it even goes for the women on their side. Okay. Everything is a risk. You got people out here that are in their low vibrational, low frequency energy. When you are having intimacy with these people, it's called a sexual energy exchange. You are taking on this person's energy. You're taking on this person's karma. You're taking on this person's demons. You're taking on this person's genetic material. You're taking on this person diseases that they done accumulated from other people, and now you're letting them inside of your temple. When I told you they have tricked us to the point where they made intercourse thinking it's so cool, it's something that we're all supposed to be doing. It is something that you're just supposed to open up and just let some random person come in between your legs, okay, and inject you, all right, with all of their negative, because most of the time, most people are, like I said, are out here in their lower red chakra. There isn't very many people out here in their higher energy. And if they were, they wouldn't be having intimacy with just random people. Okay. They would probably be in some kind of long, fulfilling, happy relationship. But what we got is we got people out here just randomly, okay, passing this energy around, passing these demons around, creating children in these frequencies, okay, creating more disharmony in our society, okay, because we don't understand that everything that we're doing, bro, is backwards. We don't understand that this is a sacred energy exchange, and it's supposed to be two people who are on the same vibratory level, not two people who are financially on the same level. That's where you were tricked. This is where you were duped. This is where now you have just opened up your body, okay? You have just now created a soul tie, okay, with a low vibrational piece of trash that is going to be attached to you for the rest of your life, okay? Because you were tricked, okay? You were tricked. Even though we know the society needs certain things to function, you still were tricked knowing, okay, that you had to lower your frequency, you had to lower your vibration, bro. All right. Just so you could survive. All right. And this is where I'm telling you, this is where all these things come in from, like all the temptations and all these different things that the Christ beings told you that you were going to have to endure. Okay. It was never meant to be easy. All right. It was meant for you, okay, to make it through here and go the highest route, choose the highest possible way. But instead, most of us now have a whole bunch of baggage, bro, that we need to learn how to deal with. All right. A lot of people have a whole lot of healing. A lot of people have a whole lot of negative energy that still resides in their temples from the choices and decisions that they made when they were lower in their frequency. This is why we need to be retaining in 2025. This is why it's important. It's one less thing that you're going to have to worry about. You're not going to get caught up in these situations, bro. All right. Where you're going to be yourself in trouble, where you're going to set yourself back, where you're going to get caught up, where you're going to have to get pulled over and change full flat tires on your car before you could get back on the road. All right. I'm trying to tell you from what I see and from a retaining eye and the experiences that I've been going through, there is no other possibility out there, bro. All right, that you're going to have as a man, bro, that you're going to be safe, all right, in 2025. The only way that you're going to make it in 2025 and be safe and not be taken advantage of, that's either physically, mentally, or spiritually, bro, okay, is to have your life force, is to have your seed, is to have yourself out of a situation, bro, where you could possibly be compromised, all right? We are seeing this all over the internet. We are seeing this all over social media, but screw even that, because we have seen this in our own lives. We have seen how the influencers, how the celebrities, how all the people, bro, all right, create this type of an atmosphere, and then the information trickles down onto us, and now we are repeating it. As I told you, it is not going to be in your best interest in 2025 to be out here, okay, playing around with your seed, being in and out of these relationships, playing with people who are unhealed and unstable. All it takes these days is someone to say you did something, bro, and they don't even have to have proof. Listen to me very carefully. Okay. I've dealt with this recently. All someone has to say, all they have to do is say you did something with no proof, bro, with zero proof, bro. And now you have to deal with a whole bunch of problems. You have to deal with a whole bunch of things that now you're going to have to deal with. Okay. When I tell you guys, it is not worth it, bro. Okay. Because of what is going on, and everybody out here, bro, has a secret agenda to the things that they're really doing. Okay. And they're not being upfront and honest. Okay. Because if that was the case, they wouldn't be out here in the streets. Okay. If they had found their first choice, they wouldn't be out here messing with you. Okay. So this is how you know that you need to have a clear mind going into 2025. There shouldn't be too many things that's going to pull you off of your horse, bro. All right. And get you to, to be weak. You have to be strong out here, fellas. Okay. And when the opportunity arises, when everything and the energy is right, you're going to know when you can take and do what it is that you need to do. Okay. But the number one thing I wouldn't be doing is I wouldn't be out here. I wouldn't be out in the streets. I wouldn't be out in the clubs. You're asking for trouble in 2025. Okay. You're asking for trouble in 2025, bro. Okay. I would not be out here having any kind of intoxicating relationships with any types of females. Okay. I wouldn't be hanging out really late at any kind of establishments. Okay. When any kind of females or any kind of drugs or any kind of alcohol activity is taking place. Okay. As I told you guys, 2025 is a whole different energy, man. We see the direction that society is headed. Okay. And right now we're not in that positive trajectory. Okay. People are still out here figuring each other out. We have one of the highest divorce rates of all time. Okay. We have one of the highest single mother rates of all time. All right. We have one of the highest rates of people sleeping and cheating with each other of all time. Okay. We have all of these different things going on, and that's not going to benefit you. Okay. It's like playing with one of those revolvers. Okay. It's just a matter of time before that chamber lines up. Okay. And you don't want to be one of these people that get caught up in it. Okay. I'm trying to tell you guys, this is the most important thing to do, man, because like I said, you got something that's a commodity right now. You got something that's worth so much. You got something that is literally called liquid gold. It creates life. It's about to have a value much higher than any crypto could ever have. Okay. Especially because of the infertility. And we know that they're causing this. So all the people out there who are retaining, okay, are going to be regenerating. Okay. They're going to be holding this high quality. You could have people coming at you from third parties. You can have women coming at you from private parties. You could have a whole different dynamic of a change in 2025 moving forward. Okay. Just by the strength and the quality of your seed. Okay. You will guarantee to have a healthy child. You are guaranteed to not have any kind of illnesses or any kind of defects, okay, with your seed, because you have a mature, healthy seed, bro. You've been retaining, you've been cultivating, you've been rebuilding the stem cells, bro. You have created the ultimate, bro. The ultimate, baby. Okay, this is what you done created, bro. Okay, so they're going to be seeking you out. You're going to be sought after, bro. Okay, in 2025. But until then, man, like I said, man, you're just not taking any other application, bro. Okay, you're just not taking any other application, bro, just because of the where we're headed, man. We're going to have to get smart out here. We're going to have to protect our seed, bro. We're going to have to bring the value back, bro, of the rod of correction. Okay, we're going to have to sway the balance back in society, bro. If the women are going to be walking around with yoga pants, and we're going to be walking around with full nuts. Okay, that's the way that the balance has to be. Okay, especially in 2025. So I want you guys to be safe. I want you guys to be smart. I want you guys to keep your head on tight and understand, man, that they're trying to get you out here, bro. They're trying to get you. And the only way that they're going to break down your defenses, the only way that they're going to keep you in a low vibrational state, bro, is walking around here with empty balls. Okay, because therefore you can be misled, bro. Okay, therefore you have brain fog. You can be easily tricked off of your journey, bro. But it's when you're walking around here with these full nuts, bro, and you got these Terminator eyes and you can catch everything that's going on around you, you way less susceptible to fall in any kind of traps that these people are trying to set up for you. So I want you guys to be smart in 2025. I want you to understand that you have a lot on the table. You have a lot that you could possibly lose. Okay. We going to be smart, bro. We going to bring the balance back, bro. We going to bring masculinity back in full swing. We going to be walking around with full nuts. We going to speak our mind. We going to handle our business, bro. And when it's time, bro, and when it's time to give one of these girls our seed, bro, she going to be drunk in love. All right. She going to be drunk in love and intoxicated, bro, off of high quality, okay, A1 C juice.
Will not fail, even if I must sacrifice my life.